An introduction to exponential functions. What is an exponential function? A function is a relationship between two variables, an input variable, data that we're going to enter into the equation, and output data, which would go into an output variable. This is the value that's obtained after we do some calculations with the input data. The function is written as f of x is equal to 2 to the exponent x. We read this as f of x equals 2 to the exponent x. This is called function notation. The function name, the input variable, what's happening to the variable. A function can also be written in the form y equal base to the exponent x. The base can be any number greater than 0 or less than or greater than 1. If y is equal to 1, remember this gives a straight line. The function can either represent growth, which is increasing, or decay, which is decreasing. We can represent a function in 4 ways. The first way in what we call the equation form, y equals 2 to the exponent x. The written form, where we write it out in words, the function of y equal to 2 to the exponent x. Or a graphical representation, or a table of values. Now here's an example of a table of values. In a table of values, you're going to have a column of data for the x values. These are the values that we will put into our formula for x. And on the y column is the answer we get, or the fx value we get, when we enter in or substitute in the corresponding x value. So if I take y equal 2 to the exponent negative 2, I will get the result 1/4. If I continue this for every value in x, I will get the corresponding y values, and you will now be able to plot those on our graph. Now, an easy way to make a table of values is use the software package called Microsoft Excel. And you all have access to Microsoft Excel in your Office Outlook function. If you're not sure, just send me an email and ask me. So a table of values start by making a little table, putting a column heading called X, and substituting the points, or writing in the points, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3. This is column A. Then we move to column B. We put the heading in row 1 of Y, and I'm going to give you the value there, 1 divided by 4. We now want to calculate what we're going to call the common ratio. But first, we do have to enter in the y values. So 1 over 4, 1 over 2, 1, 2, 4, and 8. You will write these values in. I was going to show you how to just put them in, but we'll just write them in for now. So in the third column called C, I want you to type equals B4 divide by B3, and you should get the answer 2. And then in the next row down, which will be row 5, you're going to type B5 divide by B4. You will get the answer 2. If you continue entering in these values of the formula that I've given you, you will see that all the values for the common ratio are 2. And if you look at our equation, 2 happens to be our base. So in a table of values, if you calculate the common ratio, that number will be your base. Now you don't have to do this on a computer. You could just do it by hand. Probably faster and easier. Now, here are some sample problems. Let's start with this one. What equation is represented by this graph? Well, first of all, we know that it's below the y-axis, so it can't be a positive number in front. For example, 4 in A, or 4 in B, or 2 in C. It has to start with a negative number. So what's the only equation it can be? D, negative 4 times 2 to the exponent x. So remember, let's look closely at the clues. The point where the graph crosses the y-axis is 0, negative 4. One point is negative 1, negative 2. Another point is negative 2, negative 1. Again, we're working in the area below the y-axis. Determine the common ratio between the 2 points. And we know how to do that. We take the second y value, divide by the first y value, and we get 2. We take the third y value and divide by the second y value, and we get 2. So our common ratio is 2. The next clue, we find that 4 to the base 2 to the exponent negative 2 doesn't fit, but y equals 4 to the 2 to the negative 1 fits. So we know that the equation is negative 4 2 to the x, which is what we said at the beginning of this question. More to come in your next lesson. I hope you enjoyed this. See you soon.